All right, guys and girls, what I have here for you today is my latest painted 3D printed model. I decided to paint some Pokemon. Everybody likes Pokemon and everybody likes Charmander. So let's get into this and then you let me know which one of these you like better. Specific print I downloaded from Thingiverse. I'd like to give a shout out to the creator of this STL, who goes by Patrick Art on Thingiverse. I will leave a link in the description for the model so that you could download it and print it yourself. So I printed this model in my Bamboo Lab P1S. What I like to do is put as many supports as possible because I had a lot of failures in the past and I don't want this to happen. I want to get right into painting. I like to remove the supports. Removing the supports is very therapeutic, and sometimes I use it as ASMR content for my shorts, which you should be checking out. Okay, here we go with a different technique. On the left, the black prime model, and on the right, the white prime model. From now on, you'll see a white border around the white prime model, and for the black prime model, you'll see a black border. The reason I use black primer was because I am experimenting with a technique called zenithal highlighting. With the white primer, you can see that everything's evenly coated. With the zenithal highlighting, it gives an illusion of a gradient from light to dark, which is why the top of the model looks a little bit more bright as opposed to the bottom of the model where it looks like it's darker, because it gives the illusion that the light is being obscured by those parts. And unfortunately, this is where I started to have some problems with the black prime model. The paint was not sticking. It could be that I didn't thin out the paint properly or thinned it too much. Either way, it was not working. On the right, you can see that everything's coming out even and the paint is mixing better. I like to think it's because of the white priming and the primer was helping the paint stick better, but I'm really not sure. I'm just showing the process for both, and then you let me know which one you think is better. What I like about how my airbrushing technique has come thus far is that I can direct the paint exactly where I want. I still go back and refinish in some places, but for the most part, I try to do as much as possible with the airbrush. Here I'm actually trying to feather the red paint into the flame of the tail, kind of give it that highlight. But as you can see on the left, the colors look way too muted. The painting looks a little bit more pitted. It wasn't drying evenly, and I'm not sure why. Here I use a brush and some craft paint mixed with distilled water because I wanted to give it a brighter finish. What I've learned is when you mix the paint with distilled water, it evens the consistency of the paint, and when it dries even. On the black primed model, I painted the teeth and the toes with airbrush, but on the white primed, I decided I wanted to do the finishing touches with craft paint and brush, but most of the work was already done with the airbrush. I don't like the way the eyes came out on either of the model because the paint was coming out too thin and you could still see the black underneath. I do come in with a different color later, but for the most part, I don't think it came out right on either model. I wanted to make the belly a little bit lighter, so I painted over the bright yellow color. I did leave a yellow outline around with the brighter yellow. I then came back to the eyes to fill it in with a different, darker hue of blue. And then I proceeded to do some black lining on the eyebrows and in the nose. I then moved to the black prime model, and as you can see, the color is a bit muted and I just didn't like the way it came out. But I do my best to dress it up, give it a little bit more color on the eyes, even though I already had done it with the airbrush. But because the colors were so muted, I retouched those parts. I'm still perplexed, not sure what happened. Maybe the paint mixing together was reacting in an undesirable way, but this is the result. As much as I tried to blend it in, it didn't work here. I then put some finishing touches and it is done. All right, guys, after all that, what do you think? You think one technique is better than the other? Black prime with zenithal highlighting, just white prime, even coated model? You let me know, leave a comment below, and if you really like what I'm doing here, subscribe to my channel, and this video was helpful to you, please leave a like. Thank you, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.